I did a lot of work today on just updating everything. I learned the new way to run multiple instances of OBS so that um, won't break anymore, and added a bunch of other stuff too. So thank you guys for bearing with me Wednesday. I'm not like 100% there, but I'm pretty damn close. All right, small break's almost full. Feast is almost full. Well, Wednesday morning, the main computer for this stream went to sleep and never woke up. And there was nothing I could do to revive it. So I had to drive out and buy an entirely new PC. And then I spent the entire day like having to like redo every single little thing because I couldn't get anything from the computer. So not the greatest week this week, but we're getting through it. Had been It was just not a good day. No, it was more so I had been streaming on that computer for like 5,000 plus hours and I ran it into the ground. And I think like the CPU or the hard drive finally gave out. All right, Feast and Small Break are both almost full. Likely story. Loki, tell me a joke really quick, or try to be funny, because I've added some new features that I think will help with the stream. Damn it. That's good. I gotta crank the volume on that applause. I'm in agreement with you there. Well, still waiting. And I am happy to wait. I can't line up one break or the other yet because I don't know which one's going to fill first. And if I line up the big one, it's going to be the small one. But I could put out one, and then that way I just win either way. Yes, Feast is correct. What a week is right. Four left in the feast, two left in the smaller break. I did, and those videos made me kind of uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was funny, and then I was like, this is uncomforting. This is like a little bit concerning. I don't know, dude. It's just uncomfortable seeing like a fake AI Sasquatch talk. It made me feel weird. Okay, this keyboard needs to go back in the other spot. Some are better than others. I just typed it into YouTube and was scrolling the shorts. Also, these are the only breaks for tonight, so keep that in mind. Waiting on either of the breaks to fill so we can get started. But yeah, dude, Wednesday was just stress induced. And then today I could smooth over a lot of the. Not all of it, but like most of it. Because everything was saved, or nothing was saved from the other PC. I don't even know if, like, I didn't have like a stick of the most recent Windows to like do it that way. But I don't even think that would have fixed it. It was crashing. So the first time I booted it up, it immediately blue screened. I I safe booted it, then the start button and everything Windows functionality was gone. So like Windows just wasn't even like turning on, but like I was still on the desktop screen. Then it would crash. Then I tried reverting again, didn't let me, said can't be done. Tried, it gave me an option to use like the console command, so I was typing in all these random console commands to try and repair. Didn't work. It wasn't giving me any option that was like leading to the computer being fixed. But it was constant blue screens. And certain commands in the console commands like weren't responding, so I was convinced that like something was just broken because usually it has a response to it and it just wasn't responding. I checked. I had like the monitor that shows me like all the voltage, the fan speed, and the CPU. I was able to actually click on that while I was at the desktop, and nothing was overheating. Yeah, I think the CPU finally just gave out. I mean, the computer was like 6 years old, dude. With, and I used it like 90% of the year. What's up, Chucky? I'm doing a little bit better today. Most likely thing if you're streaming constantly. I mean, it. I ran the computer into the ground, and the way that I was running multiple instances of OBS wasn't the way I was supposed to, and I think that was like overloading it and causing things to like break. But it didn't, my PC didn't break until Windows caused my computer to like quote unquote crash to force an update. And on that update, it just everything broke. Yes, it was Intel. I think it was like an i8 or i9. Whatever was good 5, 6 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago. Now this one is. Whoa, why are you posting Monday now, dude? All right, two left in the feast and two left in the small brick. And that is it for this evening. You build custom computers in your so Micro Center is where we bought both of the PCs from, or all of our PCs that I've used on this stream. And It was a power spec, and it was like their in-house pre-built, but it's generally like really good specs. Like it was a 3080, which was new at the time. Everything was top of the line. I do too. I still had to drive an hour the morning that my computer broke. I wasted so much, like, I wasted an hour troubleshooting, typing in, like, disk health and all, like, those different commands, and none of them worked. An hour isn't far, it's 2 hours because you have to drive back. That's what becomes tiresome. And the state of Illinois has been under construction since before I was born, and you get to drive through that, which it makes it into a very long excursion. All right, 2 left in each brick. And I don't want to lay out the feast because then the small brick is going to fill 100%. The PSA cards for the feast go out to each type. Like whatever the type of the graded card is, it'll go to that spot. So if it's a colorless graded card, colorless will get it. So on and so forth. Did you ever build mining rigs, Loki? Because we did that for a while, and that was one of like our biggest like payoffs. We were mining for like Ethereum and then Ethereum Classic. Also, let's hear some numbers, 1 through 18. I need 3 numbers. The first 3 I see that are available, I will choose. 8. Boom. Kind of got into that a bit late. We did that like probably like 8 to 10 years ago now. 6 and 9. Okay. Very mature, by the way. All right, that's 3 numbers. One more for the small brick. We've got 1, we've got 16, 5, 12, 11, 10, 14, 3, 2, 12. 12 it is. 12 is for the small brick. Still 2 left in each. People are sleeping this week. Now everyone can blame me. Yeah, but you're going to blame me anyway, so you pass it off. Also, the electric chainsaw, Loki, I bought the same brand as my... Alright, I think it's full. Alright, feast is full. No, it's not. It's got 1 spot left. Sorry, I lied. But yeah, it was the same brand as like my lawnmower and everything else I have. It had a newer battery, which kind of annoys me because then I can't use the batteries I already have. But it lasts a long time. One half of our front yard is done, and I took down one of the trees. There's a really big tree. It's not thick, but it's really tall. Like it's almost as tall as the house. I'm working my way up to that. I like. I know how to do it because I practiced it on the smaller tree and I watch YouTube videos on it. You just got to cut the wedge and then finish it from the other side to make it tip. But it's just such a tall tree that if it lands incorrectly, I could be messing up the house. But if you wedge it properly, it shouldn't. A pulley system. Yeah, it'd probably be smarter. I'm trying to think how I would do it, but like I know how to, but it is still a little scary. It would save me a lot of money though because I'd probably be paying like $500 to get that tree removed. I'd rather not. All right, both brakes are almost completely full for this evening. Whichever one fills first. You've got friends who are tree toppers and they can do miracle. They can, but like it's such a thin tree. It's so annoying. But the previous owners just planted a lot of stuff with pine needles and it's driving me nuts. Okay, we are full on the smaller brick. No, feast. All right, we're opening the feast first. Let me randomize. Okay. That was the one thing I forgot to do was to add the randomizing screen for YouTube. It's a different font. A little bit easier to read. All right, let's line up the rest of these. Don't start crying. Haley's doing stuff outside, so it's driving the dogs nuts. Dang it. I had it before where I could spread these out equally. So yeah, Wednesday was a bit of a circus. And like nothing was working properly because it was just a fresh computer. And despite working on it the whole day, I still wasn't done. I'm still not done now, but a good amount of it is done. All right. Good luck, everybody. That neat, okay. Dark right off the bat. Sorry, just making sure it wasn't autofocusing. colorless. Very nice, Jordan. They have Team Rocket's Persian as well. All right, Jordan, go off. What's up, Kale? What you doing? I've also been doing my ancestors very proudly. The tomato plants in my backyard are like almost 5 feet tall. Not even kidding. I've been babying them since the beginning of like spring, and now they've grown very strong. Hell yeah, I caught it. Zoroark. Zooming. Thank you very, very much. Steel. Steel is Alex. Incineroar. I haven't seen this card in a very long time. It's fire. So like Loki, they had one step up from the chainsaw that I bought, but it was like $300 more, and it was only 8 inches longer. I'm sure it was like a little bit more powerful, but I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I was very close to, but I was like, nah, I don't need it that big. No, for smaller trees. Before I bought it, I watched like reviews on it. I just needed it because like there's certain the bushes that I want to take out that line the driveway were like it's just the most annoying thing ever. And regular like I have like a little bit of a trimmer, but it's not strong enough to like take out the actual like stem of the bush. But the chainsaw cut right through. It made me happy. That's gonna be my weekend. Is pretty much at least one day of the weekend is taking out the other half of the driveway. The big tree, I may impulsively cut it down. I'm gonna be honest. The Sawzall. The Sawzall works good, but like only for like smaller stuff. As soon as like you get to bigger stuff, a Sawzall ain't gonna do it. The Sawzall is very useful though. I think when it was all said and done out the door, Menards on everything is like 13% rebate. So it was like $150, but then you get like 25 on a rebate. If I want a good workout, I'll go to the gym, dude. I'm not trying to challenge myself with the yard work. I'm trying to get it done quick and easy. I wanted to burn the bushes, but they're too big for my fire pit, and it'll take a longer time, even though it is more fun. I might still do it. Nah, I just talked myself back into it. It's going to be really hot, though, which is also less work, because alternatively, I have to have my trunk open just and loading up as I cut them. DeWalt fanboy, so most of your stuff is DeWalt. While I was still in college, I applied for an internship at Bosch. I made it through like the first couple interviews. It's just then they hire someone entry level who's has like 10 years experience, and I was fresh out of college. A new fire pit around. Yeah, I can't do that. Ooh, that Moltres. This is all the full art break. I haven't seen that Moltres in a minute. Okay, just more full arts, colorless. Jordan. That Bliss is so clean. Psychic. I'm going to try. Ideally, yes. Just had to make sure YouTube was still up. Alright, dude. I can't stop pulling full arts right now. It's the most stacked break I've ever seen. More fire. Jace, having yourself a grand old time with fire. Love to see it. Psychic. I still don't understand how my bitrate for the stream went up, but my internet didn't change. It was just the computer. I guess computer affects bitrate as well. I'm like triple what I was before. Lapras. Very nice. Brandon. Blastoise. Dragapult. More for you, Alex. The next tool I gotta find, Loki, is something for potentially like digging out roots or a stump besides a shovel. Something that like maybe tears up the ground a little bit. I don't know if there's something on a smaller scale. I know there's like huge equipment like that. Stumps or like stems of plants. Yeah, those are huge. Lycanroc. dragon. I forgot to grab more prismatic. Hold up. You've rented a pretty heavy-duty tiller to churn up the ground roots before? I guess that's the name of what I'm looking for then. A tiller. And then the mulch, to not pay for it, I grab it from the city, but that means I either have to tarp off my truck or I have to rent. Last time I rented a pickup from Menards and filled up the bed of it. It's a lot of work, but probably saved myself a couple grand. Because all these landscaping companies think that they could charge that. It's just the previous owners, dude, they have like way too much landscaping. For like real cheap. Yeah, nothing beats free though. The city just tears up whatever yard waste is dropped off and they make their own mulch and you just take as much as you want. Crushed rock? Yeah. Use it as a base to pour concrete. If it works, it works. For the backyard, for like the grill, and then I have like the uni pizza oven, I just bought like big square stones from Menards and then just got like 10 of them. But like we put like sand or whatever underneath it. Worked out nice. Yeah, paver sand. Well, it was going right on top of grass. I think it was something else. It was like more gravelly than sand. Still different, but Haley's dad helped us with building the shed because we added a big shed for like to store patio furniture and everything. Free up some garage room. I kind of want to extend the driveway, but I'm not sure how much that would cost. It's just standard blacktop. But like where I cut the bushes that line the driveway would actually create like Another like full car length with each side. Width, I should say. Luna, stop crying. And she cries more, I swear. She does it to spite me. Gorgeous fighting. Around the driveway is nice to frame it up like that. I've seen people like do stone instead of plants, like rocks. It looks clean, but the amount of rocks I would have to buy would probably be a lot. Wisconsin, so hot summers, cold winters. I mean, it was a couple of these days. I feel like we're hitting the 90s. That's a very nice alt. David. More dragon. Tomorrow's going to be 93. Yeah, that's why I'm going to do that yard work before the sun comes up, or like as the sun is rising. Yeah, I'm not too far from you, Chucky, so we're pretty similar. The storms have been pretty nuts. We missed a lot of them, though. We just been getting rain, but like there was like a bunch of tornadoes in Illinois. It's been like real humid every day too. Like I'm waiting for a storm to pop off and it just hasn't. Yeah, exactly. Grass. Whoa. Okay. This card, Mr. Red, thank you. Do you see this? That's an error card. It's got different textures diagonally through those marks. That's actually sick. You can feel it. It's like not hollow on those spots, or there's an extra layer of hollow. That's a first. Well, grass to grass. Jace, it's a pretty cool error. How you doing, Mr. Red? Hyper Victini. Jace, fire. My gosh. Palafin. We got a good shot at the cod pack right now. Did we fill up the last break? I think I had like 1 or 2 spots left last time I checked. Ooh, that's a colorless energy. Jordan. Whoops. We get yard bucks for everybody. A Wild Orangaroo. Give me that. Full Art Fighting. Alright, show us the God Pack. What's up, Marzi Barzi? How goes it? And as I said before, and as we've done for every feast, whatever type the graded card is, it goes to that spot. Dragon. The Minecraft movie, nice. I could really care less about it because I've played Minecraft before, but like it really wasn't a game that like changed my life. But I could see how that movie could be a good time. Still waiting on a Gears of War movie, which is definitely way past its time and definitely not going to happen now. The game is dead and buried. A pro match, like a recent pro match of Halo popped up for me, and it was probably one of the most boring things I think I've ever watched. It was pro capture the flag, which is already a horrible mode. It just, I don't know what happened to Halo, dude. Apparently people still play Infinity, but I feel like that kind of dropped off. Nice trainer. That is... We pulled one of these on Monday, I want to say. That is a sick alt, though, for fighting. David popping off on the fighting spot. Trainer. Were you here on Wednesday, Mars Bars? I feel like you may have been. Where the computer just completely died and I had to buy a new one. Ooh, double water. Suicune, and then the Master Ball Slowking. It's actually gorgeous. That Grass Error card is still tripping me up. Congrats on that, Jace. That's the first time I've seen like a weird texture error. Colorless. I don't know why certain music videos need to have intros, like acting and whatnot. Trainer. Very good. Solid feast. Let's see what the graded cards are. Let me just get the hollows and reverse hollows out of the way. All right, the graded cards go out to individual types. You could get multiple graded cards because I don't know what's in these envelopes and you guys chose them. And Loki is the one who picked the envelope, so get mad at him. Whoa. I don't know what kind of card that is, but that looks disgusting. It's got a different back. I'm going to put that one last. All right. First one. Water. Base set Gyarados. PSA 6 Holo. That is disgusting. Very, very nice. Water is Brandon. All right, next one. Gardevoir, VMAX, Gem 10, Psychic. And that is you, James. You picked yourself a graded card. Look at the back of that card. That's just the back. Oh my gosh. 2023 Pokemon Old Maid. So they had like a promo Old Maid deck. Gem in 10. And that is electric. David. That's a really sick looking card. Solid feast. All right, we got one break left. That is a fat stack of hits right there. Well, it actually panned out pretty well that 3 separate types got graded cards without trying to do that. Was there 2 of those Hyper Victini's? That's what you were trying to do? I mean, it worked. My TV just turned on and off, but all right. $49 hits. Some good counting right there, Chuck. Well done. Next break is full. Does the stream seem like smoother or clearer at all? I would imagine it should, because like the my output is like crazy right now. But it's hard for me to tell if I'm not watching, you know what I mean? I don't know what I did differently, but now I don't have to like resize the names at all. I think I just have it so it's big enough to like fit most names. No, it's there. It's just on the scrolling part. I could just pull up Monday's stream and it was there. But yes, little stuff like that, every little detail and everything I had to redo from scratch, which sucks. I just, instead of having it stacked on top, Realman suggested putting it in the text scroller, and I kind of like that idea. Number 12 was picked for this break, and we're back to last hit gets the graded card. You didn't see your name on the break list?
Can I?
Hold on one second, guys. Went back to the tab. Turns out you didn't click pay. Yeah, that'll be a good reason why you don't get a spot in a break. There's people that'll occasionally say like, "Oh, I bought a spot, but my name's not up there." But like, there wasn't a transaction on the website, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's not going to take money and then not spit out a spot for me. But I'm glad you understand this. Lo spella dot. Or you missed out on a got back or a graded card. You're on a streak, dude. How many graded cards have you got this week? You've gotten a graded card every break you've been in. Grass. Yeah, but you could be doing better. What'd you get, like 3 or 4? Why not 5 or 6? You ride that wave, my friend. So before and after release, it's very good. I want to see if any more errors come out of that. That was out of Destined Rivals. I got to make sure I'm paying attention to all the hollows or all the hits now. No, not last week, dude. You got it Monday. I'm not even counting last week. Last week you probably got some too, didn't you? Oh, it's 4 or 5 days ago, so yeah. You're not wrong. Palafin, water. Well, I think Nick already dropped off last week. Well, he definitely already dropped off last week. Deluxe. All right, Loki. See you when I see you, my guy. Congrats on your very, very good week. Psychic. Colorless. That Drampa. Haven't seen that card in a very long time. Jack. Very nice. Gengar. Tyler. Mimikyu. Alright, Prismatic. Blasted a Psychic, I think, right now. Grass. Still grass. Still grass. Last pack Magic. And grass takes it. That's kind of nuts. Congrats to you, JR. see what you got. Oh my gosh. Gem 10 Gold, Alone Executor. Gorgeous. That is yours, JR. Congrats, my friend. You took half the spots to get that graded card, and there you go. I respect it. And you got some good hits. All right, guys, I'm going to post up next week's breaks. We're going to be swapping out some more sets. Still have graded cards, though. Other than that, thank you for bearing with me Wednesday and today with the new computer and getting everything set up. I'll see you guys Sunday on the gaming stream and back here Monday. Have a good night. Love you. You're all beautiful.